All right, everyone. Welcome to First Time Pictures. We're here to talk about the new PTA Paul Thomas Anderson movie, One Battle After Another. Can you think of any other PTA movies you've seen, or have you not seen any other ones?
I've never seen any of this PTA. Bro knows him personally. He calls him PTA. Like
Bro,
that's
that's my boy.
that's your homie, bro. You sounded like
That's my
that's your
bro. We
boy.
go way back.
So are you a fan of him? Like do you know a lot of his movies? I've heard good things about him, but I don't know any of his movies.
I'm not like a fanboy of him. Like I'm definitely more of a fan of like other directors, but I've seen several of his films, like three or four. I highly respect him, and he actually has a movie that he did with Adam Sandler that I love. Like I loved it so much that I had to buy it from the Criterion collection. Like after I watched it, I was like, bro, this movie's so good. Adam Sandler's so good in it. I felt like that was relevant bringing it up since we've been talking about him and Jim Carrey so much recently. It's one of those movies I've been wanting to show you, but he just so happened to drop one before I got a chance to put it in the lineup or in the queue for this pod.
Some nerd talk real quick on the pod.
Tell me.
Uh Basically anime talk. For anyone
Okay.
listening, the new season of One Punch Man is coming out this week, bro.
Ooh, yes. I totally forgot.
I
I'm
know.
so glad I forgot too, because I was like, it's 2 weeks away, and yeah, I'm now more hyped than I was before. This
Dude,
week, that's crazy.
I know it's so crazy. There hasn't been a new season in what, 6 years? 5 years? 5
5 years.
years. So season three is kind of a big deal. And the reason I'm obviously bringing it up for the listeners at home, recently I just caught up with One Punch
The
Man, the
manga.
manga. Everyone knows Anthony bashes me for dropping mangas, but I'm happy to.
That's just because you just
Nope,
dropped
nope,
them.
nope.
Not because you
He
don't read,
slandered
just
my
because you
name
dropped them.
and talked mess. And I'm here to redeem myself because I caught up with One Punch Man and I'm super hyped for this new season. So if anyone has ever heard of One Punch Man or watched it years ago and forgot about it, new season coming out. You guys all need to go
We'll for sure be talking about those episodes.
just because we're both kind of hyped about what this new season's going to be. This arc
Yeah,
is going to be
bro,
crazy.
I respect how hardcore you went with the grind. Like, for those who don't know, you probably read like what more than 100 chapters in like 2 weeks or a week or two,
Yeah,
and some of those chapters are like 90-page chapters. They're not the regular 20-page
literally
chapters. So
long ass
you were
chapters.
grinding. Is
Dude,
that like your favorite manga of all time now or something or what?
favorite manga? I honestly am not afraid to say yes because in terms
Really?
in terms of mangas, I've had a handful and some of them is literally Demon Slayer, Kaiju number 8, Kingdom, like very limited selection, and Jujutsu Kaisen obviously. And from those, there's only a certain amount that I'm caught up or super invested in. And this one, bro, you know how invested I was. I was sending Anthony photos every chapter I was
Screenshot
reading. I was like,
every
bro,
panel.
yes, look at this panel. Isn't this panel dope? Bro, this panel, can you believe what's happening? Like, I was immersed in whatever was happening in the One Punch Man universe. And the art, obviously, like, the art is so crazy. The drawings. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mutura. What's his name?
I think it's Murata, like
Murata.
Murata, Murata.
Murata. So shout out him. He's a disgusting drawer. I could not imagine drawing even a single
Yeah,
panel in my whole lifetime. This man draws over 1,000 a chapter. So huge respects.
yeah. I've been sitting on that knowledge that One Punch Man was absolute fire. I've been sitting on that for the past like 6, 7 years. I'm just like, bro, like if you can read it,
It's a gem,
I
bro.
know you'll like it. Yeah, it's a gem, bro. Trust me.
And,
For
and now
6 years.
And now I'm hyped because it brings back a little bit of our Jujutsu Kaisen era when you and me would weekly, Wednesdays or Thursdays when the chapter would drop, read it,
Yeah.
and then be like, bro, that new chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, can you believe it? And that in itself was like just really fun, being a part of that community when things come out. And that's when I think reading mangas is also really fun when it's not just you reading it. like if you go on Reddit, someone's talking about what you like, or if your friends watching it, you can talk about it. It's just more fun when it's like a new thing that's happening and you guys can all talk about whatever you want to talk about. So just
Yeah, it's anime season officially. Like we're getting the Chainsaw Man
Chainsaw
arc
Man.
movie. Even Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 is actually
Oh
gonna
yeah.
come out like decently soon. Like it's not that far away. So we got that One Punch Man, a lot of cool stuff in the future.
Season 3 of Spy Family. Shout out. uh
That can go. That can go. That can wait till next season.
the last thing I want to talk about, uh, not anime related, but TV related. My favorite
Okay.
show is back on the air. Only Murders in the Building. The new season just dropped, and bro, me and
Oh.
Kaylin missed like a few, like it probably released 3 4 weeks ago, and we haven't watched an episode, and we finally got to it yesterday, and bro, it's like I don't know if I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about with this feeling of when you have your show and it's back and then they like jump right back where you left off. It's just such like a good, like, what's the word? Like cozy feeling when
Yeah.
like after a year of not watching the show, I rewatched the new season. All the characters have the same personalities, tone, everything you loved about the show is still there. And I'm just glad that this show has not fallen off from shows that end up going 5 6 seasons tend to water down or not be as good. But this show, I swear, bro, like I might,
Standing the test of time.
yeah, I might be biased because I love my girl Selena, bro. Like she's one of my favorites, so maybe a little biased. But bro, like I was rewatching, I was like, yes, I can't wait to watch these next 5 episodes, just because it's such a good show to just be watching. You feel good, all the characters are awesome. So I know
I
you.
love a good murder. Sorry to cut you off. I
No,
love a good murder mystery,
yeah.
and I actually saw the trailer for the newest season, and it gave me like such a Knives Out vibe that I legit thought
Mm.
like, is that the new Knives Out? And I was like, I'm watching that, and then
No
and
way.
then as soon as it showed that it was like with Selena, because I saw Steve Martin
Yeah.
and like other like actors, and I just thought the way the trailers were showing their like the
Uh-huh.
scenes and the acting, I'm like, this looks like actually really good. Like, I'm always down for a murder mystery, and I was like, you know what? That's definitely on the list because I feel like it's something
Yes.
Valerie would love.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
gonna watch the dub. I'm gonna watch the Spanish dub.
good. You need to learn Spanish. Good. That
Okay.
that's what I was about to say, bro. I was gonna say, bro, please add this to your list of shows that you and Valerie, your wife, are gonna start because this show is just such a good show, bro. It's like not crazy. It's just murder mystery, funny characters, super funny characters. The cast really
Yeah.
is like plot aside, the cast is what makes the show what it is. All the people that live in the apartment and the random situations, bro. Like Only Murders have been such a funny show. Like on top of being a pretty interesting what's it, murder mystery? Is that what the show would be called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, murder
Murder
mystery.
mystery. It'll
Uh,
fit into like the vibe of what we've been on because Valerie grew up watching Law and Order, Criminal Minds, and then
mm,
I knew that there was this one show that Alden told me about, and it was called High Potential,
uh-huh.
and we just started that one, and it's actually so good. It has the
Really?
main actress. It has the main actress who plays Dee from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and she plays such a degenerate in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Actually,
Uh-huh.
the whole cast does. There's just a show about pure
Is
degenerates,
that
and
really
so
what that show's
each
about?
yeah, like every single episode is them just doing some degenerate shit where it's funny because you like
Really?
they're kind of villains. Yeah, like they are stupid and just the worst of the worst obnoxious people, but uh and so they never win. Like they never come out on top. You basically see them hatch a plan that you know is gonna backfire in their face, and it's
Yeah.
hilarious every time. But each one of them has kind of gone on to do like something successful individually of like the main cast of like the 4 or 5 of them. And I had never seen this girl's murder mystery show, and she plays it's like extremely it's like if you mix together Goodwill Hunting with it's like Goodwill Hunting mixed with Jane the Virgin mixed with Criminal Minds. So the way they
Okay.
tell it is like Jane the Virgin. The
Yeah.
stories are more like Criminal Minds, but the main character she plays is like Goodwill Hunting, where she's like the smartest, most gifted person, where she has that, autism. Like she's not autistic, but she has
Yeah.
that special ability where she's like, well, based on the ketchup stain on your shirt, I can tell that you're eating a hot dog at 7:37 in the morning because they sell it at the stand by
Oh
here.
my
Like,
goodness.
she she does
Yeah.
that like Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
So after we finish that, I'm gonna queue up
Yes.
Murders in the Building with Selena
Yes.
Gomez.
I'm sorry. Cause dude, and you're gonna start season one. Season five is gonna come out. I think season five might be the last season.
Damn, 5 seasons.
There are only I think 8 episodes a season or 10.
Oh, okay.
Not but they're like 40 minutes long, but still super fun. You're gonna want to be like, what? Who did the murder? But
So, are you ready to get into this movie?
yes, let's get into one battle after the other. Before we get into that, did you know that this was like based on a
A book?
book, but also based on true historical events?
I didn't know the events, but I
Yeah.
heard someone because I listened to the Weekly Planet this morning.
Uh-huh.
My bad. They gave me some facts, but
Oh,
they
what do you
said that it
say?
was like based off of there was an actual like revolutionary group
Yeah.
or something like that in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what they were called.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. There was an under basically activist group that was called the Weather Underground, and they were in the 1970s protesting the Vietnam War. It was like a civil rights movement, I guess. And you know, back in the day, you have no phones, no nothing, but they were actually doing some of the stuff that was happening in this movie, like bombing up centers and threatening people, like
Wow.
actually acts of terrorism. And literally, when you Google the name Weather Underground, the FBI website is the first thing that pops up, and it says Weather Underground is a terrorist organization that terrorized the United States with bombings, and they kind of go into that. And so I was like, damn, they're an actual terrorist organization. But then when you see it kind of from the lens of the movie, it's like, oh, but they're an activist group trying to have change, and that's what really got me digging about what was this movie really about. And that's kind of something I heard in a lot of the interviews because I was watching a lot of the, how they do press tours with the
Yeah,
y-
yeah,
yeah, that's kind of what the message they were trying to say is what happens when political groups on either side get out of control and it becomes violence, and when is that
yeah,
violence too much. And I was like, oh, okay, like I don't know, I didn't leave the movie theater with that thought, but when someone said it like that, I was like, okay, that puts together that whole movie way better than maybe what I thought leaving it. And I think it
yeah,
added a little bit more points afterwards. But let's
yeah.
get right into one battle after another. You have the synopsis?
All right. I don't have the synopsis, but we can start off with the opening scene if you want, because I guess we kind of explained. It's about there is a revolutionary, or how do I say this? Because they do terrorist activities, but then they're also doing activist shit, you know. But I'm like,
Yeah.
are they terrorists because the main leader is like a piece of crap? Like, uh, uh, anyways, we don't have to characterize them. I guess they're
Right.
a terrorist group or whatever, and they are and
Not
they
to
are
characterize
not to
them, but
characterize, but these terrorists are going around terrorizing.
yeah.
And they are yeah, so in the beginning they start off with the French 75 assaulting a US border detention center. They're led by what's that girl's name?
Yeah, Tanya something.
Tanya something. I can't remember her name. But
Let me see.
her name in
Yeah.
the film is called Perfidia Beverly Hills. So
Perfidia.
she is the sassy leader of the French 75. She's in a relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio, and they are doing activist work. So Leo's character is like the bomber, the pyrotechnics guy, and she is just like the main leader. And then the opposing force is played by Sean Penn, and he is a colonel, I think, or major
Yeah.
general. I don't really know.
Something.
Yes,
Some
he's
military
some
thing.
high-ranking military thing. and
Yeah.
he gets horny as fuck for some black women, bro.
He loves him, bro. He
He
loves him a lot.
loves the black girls. At first, I was confused in that first scene. I was like, "Why are you hard right now? Like, why are you rock hard?" In the
Oh
beginning
my
scene,
god.
she she's pointing a gun at him and she wakes him up. I thought he just had like some morning wood or something. I thought that was a one-off morning
What
wood
is this?
situation. Yeah, what were you thinking in that introduction?
Dude, that's so funny because I was actually late to the movie. Sad, very
Wow.
disappointed in myself for that actually. And so we were about 5 minutes late, like not even
Okay.
probably like we were so close, so we were there. We could have made it, but I had to get a drink. My AMC StubHub rewards, like it's free. Three free movies a week. So we were late. But when I walk in, that's the first scene I see. Like
Is
this
his
guy
boner?
laying down, boner up. That's the first thing I see. I'm like, what is happening? Sex scene off the rip? And then they show the girl with a gun. And I was like, oh, okay, what's happening? So starting the movie, I was a little bit confused because I'm like, who is this guy? First of all, I didn't know anything about him because I didn't see when they broke out the immigrants from the detention center, so I didn't know that. So I'm like, who is this guy? And then he kept showing up, and I was like, okay, he's a general tracking them. But yeah, that first scene, I was like, what is she? She's like, get it up, and I'm like, what is happening? What is it? What am I getting myself into? And and yeah, so that was my reaction to seeing her
Yeah.
yell at him, "Get it up!" Pointing a gun at him, everything.
Yeah. So they that was their first operation. They started doing a couple, and then they start showing
Yeah.
that Lieutenant Lock or General Lockjaw. At at first, you think that it's just a morning wood, I guess. But then you see him when he's like looking at her through the binoculars. He starts jerking off because he's like
Yeah.
looking at her ass and everything, and then he starts to get possessive. Like that was
Right.
a plot point that I was not
That was
expecting,
crazy.
yeah, whatsoever.
Yeah, dude, that's something that I really liked about this movie because you know me, I am trying to predict the movie from the opening scene, like
Yeah,
I like to kind of know, and they would take me somewhere to a point where I was like, okay, I have no idea what this is
what's gonna
about, or
happen? Yeah,
even this character, and they just kind of derail you a lot to the point where it's like, okay, I need to stop predicting because I am not guessing this right. And it kind of helped me immerse a little bit just because it was so unique of an idea that like so many of these things it's just like where else are you going to see these funny kind of not ideal situations happening, like that lockjaw guy who's supposed to be the most racist guy possible
yeah,
has like secret loves for, I guess in his mind, the
for black
opposing
women
side.
or
Yeah, like whatever. And I
I
was just like,
I like that
that's
aspect
such
kind
a
of because it's almost like he never even explicitly treats like or is acting racist, like explicitly acting racist. But once you see
yeah.
him trying to join like a white supremacist like club, then you're like, oh, it's one of those like. And it's so weird because literally when I would see him, the first thing I started thinking was like, that's a fucking complex. Like when people talk about complex characters, these people
No,
in
yeah.
this movie are like the most 3 or 4 5 dimensional characters. Like they're not just one thing. He's not just
Yeah.
general who's like, I'm an army guy and I do army things. This guy has fucking layers. He is an onion. He has layers
Dude,
and
yeah.
layers, and each layer is like weirder and weirder the more you peel it back for all of them too.
Yeah.
Because then I don't know. Like I started to think about how weird that uh the Tanya character or what's her name again?
Perfidia.
Yeah, Presidia. Like I thought she was at first. I'm like I'm confused if you're doing this because she just seems flirtatious in almost everyone she's talking
Mm,
to. So I was like,
yeah.
I'm actually having a hard time determining if you want to just mess with this white guy or if you're doing it for
Yeah.
your safety.
That's exactly what I was when I left the movies and me and Kaylin were talking about it afterwards. Like, I was like, did she really like him in the beginning? Or was she using him to
Yeah,
further the plot
like to
or
just
like
keep him at
her
bay.
efforts? Yeah, because even in like some of those scenes, like, yeah, she was captured in the hospital bed and he was like, "Do you love me?" She's like, "I love you," or something like that. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking, yeah, she's madly in love right now. I always thought she was just doing it for the safety, but I've heard a lot of different discourse about that, saying like two very powerful people that you should hate this person from the other side is just as powerful. Like something in them with that toxicity gets them going.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw it like that. I thought it was more, I'm just doing this for my safety and for the
Yeah.
furtherment of the cause, because it seemed like she was all about the cause. She said like, forget my baby, I'm about the cause. Like
That's
I don't
that's
even I
for
don't even care about
sure.
this.
Like I feel like maybe that was like 80% or even 90%, but there was like
Yeah.
she was acting a little too good in some scenes where she seemed like into it, where I'm like, you're convincing me,
Yeah.
like you're convincing me that you want this man for some reason. But I
Yeah.
just thought it was so funny seeing someone so like because he gives off like even the way that guy walks, like his strut, bro.
Oh my, I
The way
loved
he's
his walk, bro.
strutting, he has the most
Yeah,
military strut ever. Like,
someone described him as an action figure walking, and I was like, yes, that's
yeah,
exactly what it is. It's like an action figure stiff walking. And every time he
literally,
walked, I would sit up in my chair and look at Kaylin. I'd be like straight back, like,
yeah,
but
chest
like
moving.
something I want to say, how you said this guy, I think definitely was, like you said, three-dimensional.
Yeah,
And something that I don't know if I felt this leaving it, but I told Kaylin, like at the end, I don't know why I felt bad that, you know, I felt bad for the guy almost.
yeah, yeah,
And she was like, "You felt bad for that weirdo?" And I was like, I mean, I get he did bad things and whatever, but like, he had like a little he just seemed like a loser guy, honestly. Like
yeah.
trying to
Actually,
get a complex, be a part of the group. You saw him try bringing flowers, like he was actually trying to, be romantic and all of that.
yeah,
And so they added these layers of him having this like
like two
internal
sides.
conflict.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so when, at the end, I know that we're jumping here, but when he, dies at the end and they do him so dirty, I was like actually sad for him because I was like, this guy just wanted to be a part of the group. Like,
yeah.
and
Especially because he's
yeah,
so obviously insecure.
yeah.
Like he was the most obvious. Like I think the theater laughed the loudest whenever she was like, whenever the daughter said, "Why is your shirt so tight?" He's like, "I'm not gay."
Yeah,
Immediately,
yeah. I'm not gay.
the whole theater started bursting out laughing because I'm like, bro, this guy's actually the most insecure man like ever. I'm not a homosexual. Like the way he was saying that.
Dude, yeah, no, literally, he was like so serious. It was funny. Like when he's in the
Yeah.
interrogation room with his like Christmas gang, and he was like, "Guys, I was, I was reverse raped," and like the whole theater, bro, died. And he's like, "She
Yeah.
was a
For
semen
my mind,
demon."
body, and power.
Yeah.
Semen demon. Yeah. I was
Why would
cry laughing.
like he was so serious. Yeah, like he came off so funny, even though he wasn't trying to.
Yeah.
He was just not comic relief almost, but it was just like because of how serious it was, it felt almost like a little tension relief off of his character. But he was
Yeah.
evil, bro. Mans was
He actually was. Like the way he was treating the girl, like even though he knew, he even got DNA confirmation that that was his
yeah.
daughter. And he was like ready to like, yeah, go kill her so I could be part of this white supremacist
Yeah,
club.
he called her a mutt. Like, dude did not
Yeah.
care at all.
That's
Uh
so many layers though, because it's like
yeah.
I think that's why you feel bad for him because it's like you know he's projecting some sort of insecurity onto her because he literally like fell in love with her mom. So him calling her like a mutt and all that stuff is literally just because he's so like hurt and like spiteful for his own situation that he's just lashing out
Yeah.
like at the most evilish way, but at the same time, you know that it kind of didn't grow or that wasn't like what's the word? Like it wasn't watered and it didn't grow from
Yeah.
pure hatred. Like it wasn't just the devil. Like he
Yeah,
had
no.
all these insecurities and then whenever he was fucked over, he just like was ready to fuck over the people that fucked him over.
Yeah, it's like the Lex Luthor situation you bring up, where he's like, he he was
Oh,
trying his best, but he was getting fucked over by people so many times. He's just like, you know what, I'm done getting screwed over. I'm gonna
yeah.
retaliate, and he just blows up into this demon. You're like, ah, no, man, like
I'm gonna be
chill.
part of this club.
Yeah, and like even his mannerism, like when he with his lips and his stern face, like puffed up, like he just gave off that like weird menacing vibe, yet like I don't know, don't want to say loser vibe, but he just like you feel bad and he's doing all this messed up stuff. You're like, bro, why
Yeah,
are you doing
yeah,
this? Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so that's the opening scene, his boner on the movie screen. And then it gets to that scene where she's shooting the machine gun right after her and Colonel Lockjaw get together. Did you think that maybe the baby was gonna be his?
I was thinking, I really didn't know where they were going to go with it because it's like at that point, I don't think they were going to just choose based on like what they showed us. I felt like they were going to choose on exactly where they want the story to go. Like, where do we want this to go? Do we want it to not be his, but he like, he's still, I don't know, she's connected to the woman that he loved? Or if it's like, if it was Leonardo DiCaprio's child, I felt like he would have maybe even killed her himself because he has absolutely no connection to her at that point. And so I was just like, where do they want to take the story? Do they want to go that route, or do they want to go the route that like they can torment his psyche even more if he does have a child with a black woman, which would like mentally torture him, basically. And I'm like, I really had no clue where they were gonna go. Where did you think they were gonna go?
Dude, I immediately was like, oh, that has to be his baby. Like, that's
Really?
immediately where
You
I thought,
suspected?
yeah, and I looked at Kaylin, she's like, yeah, I think so too. Like, duh. She's like, because the way they do it, they show them getting together, and then the next scene is the pregnant scene, Like, so I was like, no way, that's the baby. And that plot point kind of fell out the back of my head. And then when it kind of was re-showing that it might be his, I was like, okay, it definitely is his. So that scene where they're waiting for the lines to line up, I was like, I mean, maybe it can't be his. I don't know. And then when the lines matched up, I was like, fuck, no, damn, I can't believe
Yeah,
it. Like I was actually like, damn, that sucks.
yeah.
Because
It did suck.
that
Imagine
act,
being her.
yeah, I was gonna just talk about her name. I think is like Chase Infinity is her real name. The actress who played
Yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprio's
she
daughter.
was good. She was
Yeah,
really good.
this is her first movie ever, like of
Really?
all time, and I was gonna say I really liked her character because when they first showed her as an adult, not adult, a teenager, and
Uh huh.
Leonardo DiCaprio's crying at school because his daughter's doing so good, and he's just so proud that his, his daughter's like a leader and a good student. He's crying. It just kind of shows the type of character his daughter is, that's just you know like a smart girl and does her own
Yeah.
thing. And so I actually felt really sad in that homecoming scene or the dance scene when the girl pulled up, because I was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe she's about to get dragged into all of this because she felt like such a sweet girl. So when she was getting dragged into this, I was like, oh, poor girl. Her reality's about to get
Yeah.
shaken up.
Her
That
life will
scene
never be the same after this.
That scene too was one of my favorite ones that I laughed so hard no one else laughed when
Which one?
the girl was like, my dad told me to trust anybody with my life if they've ever said that. What the fuck? And then I was just dying because I can imagine Leonardo DiCaprio as her dad, him being this stoner, not really paranoid, but kind of paranoid guy where he's like, he still has to be alert if the government's coming after him. And I can
Yeah.
imagine him being like, okay, if anyone says this, she's like, Dad, why? He's like, just trust me. And I could
Oh,
just,
she just thinks he's some paranoid guy.
yeah. So for her to say that, I was like, oh, I know. She's like, oh, fuck, Dad, you're right. Like that actually helped.
Yeah.
So I really like that whole scene, and I don't know. She was a good actress. I
She was very good.
I was surprised, and to find out it was her first thing, I was like, oh, that's also really good, really cool,
Yeah, I would have never ever guessed that
right?
this was her first movie. Like she held her own with like these goats, Sean Penn, Leonardo DiCaprio, like she did not, uh, she wasn't left behind in the acting department at all. Like she kept up with them. And my favorite character
Uh-huh.
by far,
Who?
Benicio del Toro.
Oh, Sensei Sergio?
Yeah, the karate guy. He was so
Yes.
good.
He's so
The
awesome.
most, yeah, the most chill man ever.
Yeah, he had some of the funniest scenes, bro. Him just dancing outside the car. Or, what did he say? Uh, he, do you know what freedom is?
Yeah, and he's like,
No,
"Do you know what freedom is?" And
no fear. And then he pushes him out the car.
no fear.
I thought you're supposed to say no fear right there, bro. You're supposed to know it. You're not. You don't
My bad.
even.
My bad. I'm not okay. Cancel the pod. We're done. We're done.
Look at this guy. He
Close
doesn't
it
even
up.
know the references of the movie he just watched. Bro, but yeah, that guy, such a goat. Like, I've never seen him in anything. And then when I was looking at his catalog, he was in, like, actually quite a bit of movies. I was like, I don't remember seeing this guy anywhere, but he looks
Really?
familiar. Yeah. But doesn't he look familiar? Like, do you know him from anything?
Yeah, I've seen him in other movies.
Yeah. So I was like, he looks so familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
He's actually like a really really famous actor though. Yeah, yeah. He's pretty big time.
So then the scene that comes after, maybe having the baby is her actually getting captured, like by the
Yeah,
government after she kills that security guard in a bank heist. Uh,
yeah.
were were
That's when
you
I
like,
turned on her. I was just like,
that's what I was gonna
"You're
say. Did
come
you
on."
feel some type of way when she killed that guy?
I did just because she was, and then after that, when she got captured, she started ratting people out. I'm just like,
Ugh.
bro, you're actually not a good person. Like
That's I was
everything
gonna
you stood
ask you that,
for.
bro. I was gonna ask you what do you do in that situation? If you're captured, the only way out is to snitch? Like your family? Like what are you
I'm
doing,
yeah,
bro?
exactly. I'm just thinking like, how can you get in that business and not expect to eventually be captured and then just keep your mouth shut? Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. Like, I wouldn't if I knew I would spill the beans. I wouldn't get in that business. Like, you're
Yeah.
literally a liability. Like, what are you doing? You're the leader too.
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
come
that's
on.
that scene when she was ratting people out, bro. Like, dude, you know how there's this. So when she's ratting people out, the general and his army are going after them, like very viciously. There's this
Oh
scene.
yeah, that lady in the back of the store.
Yeah, dude. Like, I swear the whole theater jumped. Like,
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. I was like, oh fuck.
it was like,
I get
bam, just,
popped.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, menacing scene right there. Like, I was like, damn, she's snitching everybody out.
Cold
Like,
blooded. Yeah. Just getting people killed. Yeah. And then going to Mexico. You didn't even go to help. You're just like, all right, I fucked everything up
peace.
for both sides. Peace. I'm done. And you just dip. Like, come on.
This is I
That's a
have some
Jenny level character right
I have
there.
some fan theories, bro. And maybe we can get into
Okay.
the end, but I need you to remind me of this her going to Mexico scene because I have a fan theory.
Okay.
So that I want to bring that for my at the end for when I have my theories and fun facts. But
Okay.
yeah, so she's snitching and now they're on the run. I love like having that nerd guy was explaining everything to Leonardo and he's like, "What? I'm not gonna remember that. This, and that." I'm just like
Oh,
having a
yeah.
guy like that would just be so cool. He like sets you up, and I was like, dude, so blessed to have that. Like, I love that guy. That guy was so chill, so cool. Even though he did end up ratting as well, but you know,
Yeah.
I really like that scene of him prepping Leo, and he was like, okay, I think I got it, I think I got it, and then obviously in the later in
He
the
doesn't
movie,
remember
he does
anything
not.
later.
Yes, I really like that scene.
That was a great scene.
So yeah, now they're on the run, and then Colonel Lockjaw is coming back for them once they
Yeah, so he
relocate.
comes back for them. They start on this whole chase because he basically holds a city hostage,
Mm-hmm.
and everything starts falling apart. And they end up finding the girl, and Leonardo for half the movie almost is trying to like find her because they
Yeah.
get separated. And probably my favorite sequence of the whole movie
Uh-huh.
was towards the end of these events whenever they were doing the hills, like driving.
Oh yeah.
Because my first thought was like why does she keep looking over the hill? And then when she came down again, you saw another car. I was like, oh fuck, there's a car. And then only halfway through did I like it clicked. I was like, this is such a brilliant like storytelling technique. Like it's not
Yes.
like a chase that I've ever seen done like this ever before. I'm not even saying it's the first, but I'm like I've never seen a chase scene done like this. And it like he sets up like little windows where you keep track of things, and so you're with her, and then yeah, just
Yeah. And then they
I
go
thought it was
over another
incredible.
hill and she's not there. Like that scene went on for a while too, bro. Like it went on for a good minute, like of them
It
going over
did because you follow
hills.
Leo, yeah, like going back, and then he sees them far away. He's chasing the wrong car, and then goes the other direction. And then when she pulled the handbrake because she knew
Oh,
he wouldn't be able to see her, I was like, fucking genius. I'm like, I didn't think of any like if I was in her situation and I'm in the theater, I'm not even in her situation. I'm like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, oh, when he pulls up beside you, just like pull out your gun, like be ready to shoot first, you know? Like let him pull up beside you. But then when she
yeah.
did that, I'm like, that was way smarter. Like way smarter than what I would have done.
Dude, like even that and alone, like something that we haven't gone into was the music. At all times, they had this dumping music, like dum, 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 like always playing. And dude, my heart, I don't think got a chance to rest. Like after 40 minutes, it's just nonstop, constant.
Tension.
Yeah, you're chasing this person, chasing that. Like once the whole, they separate at the school thing starts, it's like it's go, and you don't stop from there. It's
Yeah,
go, go, go. And dude,
that's so
Kaylin,
true.
we went to watch this movie together, and she's sitting next to me. She's like, "I'm getting so anxious right now." Like the way that you were just holding it like for so long, like they didn't stop to take a breather, and you're just like gripping your seat, like what's gonna happen. And they usually, you know, what's the word? Not they just kind of like I said earlier, like I'm thinking they're gonna go one way, but they go another, right? Like, one of my favorite scenes was when Leo escapes the building with the gun and he's running with those guys and they're on the rooftops and they're jumping, they're looking like Ninja Turtles, you know
Oh,
all
and then he
all black.
falls down.
Yeah, they're all blacked out jumping, and you see Leo dragging his tail like I'm
Yeah,
coming, and sliding. And
they're
then
doing the pose when they jump, like the little ninja
yeah,
pose, like you said.
such a badass Ninja Turtle scenes. And then freaking
Yeah.
Leo, there he goes. You're like, oh, he's about to jump, and dude, I swear the whole theater gasped. I swear we went like no, like
Right.
because
Very great theater reactions from
bro, because
mine
they
as
were
well.
building that tension of Leo trying his hardest to not get captured. Just to get captured, everyone was like, "No, no way!" I
Yeah.
just love that scene. That was
Immediately tased.
such a fun scene to watch. And then, um, Leo obviously gets saved, and when he gets detained, which is going to tie into my theory a little bit later. Um, but yeah, so overall, I think the action sequence with the music just went so good. I think the music with the beating always and all the different soundtracks they had, I think really, especially going in Dolby, it's so loud. It was
Yeah.
it had the heart pumping to every beat that was playing.
I completely agree because that's what I told Valerie. I was like, it took a minute for you to like settle in. Like they kind
Yeah,
of set up the whole game, but then
yeah.
one like exactly what you were saying. Once it got started, like shit didn't stop, and it just kept going and going until the very end. So like when he's like slowly walking around that corner to see his daughter with the rifle,
Oh yeah.
I was like, my heart was still pounding because I'm like, come
Really?
on, like I've been holding this tension of you guys like getting back together, and then even when all the villains are gone, they're just like slowly walking towards each other. I'm like, come on, like just say
You won.
hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won. Like hug each other already, and it was just so gripping and such a tension filled like second half of the movie.
Another right before that scene where they meet is the scene where, she gets taken to that compound to be killed, basically. And the Native American slash Hispanic guy, whatever, goes Terminator mode, just killing everybody. Uh
Yeah.
One of my favorite shots in the whole movie where me and Kaylin literally look at each other like, oh yeah, that was badass, was right when she gets the car keys the car door is open, right?
The door, yes, and then when it slams and the camera goes with her.
Yeah, it's like perfectly centered. As soon as she drives off, the door slams, and you just have the camera perfectly focused in her. I literally look at Keelan, and
Yes,
she looks at me, and we just nod, like, dude, that was a badass shot right there. And she's just driving
right.
away.
Like I
Really like that
completely
one.
agree. I could have started clapping. I was like, "That's
Nah,
some
dude,
good
I'm
shit right
glad you
there. That's
noticed
some
that,
good
bro. I'm
shit."
glad. That was such a
Yeah, I
badass
knew
scene.
exactly what you're talking about. It like stayed with me. Like I almost took a mental note. Like if I'm ever directing someone getting in a car, do some cool shit like that. Like
I
do some cool shit like that.
when I'm a director, I'm gonna use this one.
Literally, I'm like, bro, I'm stealing that. Like I don't know if I'll ever direct, but I'm stealing that. Mental note.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No.
not sorry.
So shout out whoever, because so what I learned about what's his name, Anderson PTA,
Paul Paul Thomas Anderson.
is he's a writer and a director, which is
Yes,
not
usually, yeah.
common. Is not common. Like most writers aren't the directors as well. So
I think
for
it's 50-50.
oh, you feel like some writers are also the directors, like most of the time, like Quentin Tarantino probably, and okay, maybe like the
Like
bigger
yeah, like
ones.
the main famous one, like all the bigger ones are basically writer directors like
Okay.
Tarantino, Edgar Wright, Paul Thomas Anderson. Yeah, all those guys are they do their own stuff.
And I
The
think
Coen
that
brothers, they write and direct.
that's I think why some of these movies are so good because when you're writing it, you can see the scene as you're writing it. It makes way more sense than like if you write the script and then give it to somebody else and they kind of put their vision to it. Because I don't know,
Yeah.
just some of the little things that could be in this movie that add to these certain characters, like Leonardo DiCaprio when he's like smoking in front of the school before his parent teacher conference, and you know,
Yeah.
uh, you know, knowing the stoner mind, he's taking a little hit and then he blows it out. He's like, "Oh shit, it stinks," and he's like trying to fan it out with his door. I'm like only like a stoner would write that into a scene. Like if you know that, like you can't just add that in there if you don't know, what I don't know. So just like little things, I
Yeah.
was like, that adds some flavor to these very normal scenes, and I could just found myself in this movie having a lot of those moments. And then when I
Immersed.
found out he does writing direct, I was like, okay, I think that's why some of these movies feel, I don't know, I don't want to say better, but like more personal because they have these
I
little elements.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. There's a clear like kind of connected like connection between the directing and the writing because when this guy was writing it, he's already imagining exactly what it would look like. It's like he's not being handed someone else's vision. So
Hmm.
he's like basically like curating it and like babying this thing all the way to the finish line like you said. I feel like it's very noticeable when someone has like a vision from the script all the way to the directing. Like I completely agree with you on that one.
Did you think the Christmas Society plot was kind of a dumb thing, where like you know General Lockjaw wants to join this secret organization that rules the world that's supremacist? Like, did you think that was kind of a dumb thing with like how extreme they were going, or did you not care that at all? Because the reason I asked is because people thought that was just such a crazy and like dumb like plot point for a character to have. And I was like, really? Like, I like that they had fun with it and weren't so serious. Like,
Yeah, I
oh, he
think
wants to be the ruler of the world, but kind of as close to
yeah.
that as you can get, kind of. What did you think of that?
I think they never. I think it's a big reach to if other people are claiming that it's like uh like they control the world. I think it was just a very rich a very rich powerful group of white supremacists, and I don't like that's like the most like plausible thing that there could possibly be like for
Yeah.
villains because you see them just meet under like in a basement, a long basement. Like this you don't see them like doing anything like yeah, and then the president is a white supremacist. Like it's not like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's a couple rich probably almost billionaires or something. I'm like, yeah, like that's believable. Like if you have people like Epstein in the world who traffic children, in a
Yeah.
little secret club, having a little secret club of white supremacists, like that's not far fetched in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was like a fun thing to have that this guy wants to join this club so bad
Yeah,
that he's out of his mind trying to go kill people to cover up his track so that he can join his little club. Like
yeah,
I,
because
I'm
he
like
wants to be in the club.
I get why it's kind of silly. Like he's doing all this to join a club, but at the same time, it's like to be super powerful. It makes sense why he would want to join them.
Yeah, and they show his character being like you said, he's super insecure. So I
Yeah.
mean, he has a shot at being some, or he wants this group to basically tell him he's important and like one of the good ones, and he wants to be that because he's so insecure. So it makes sense, like it fits.
Yeah, a couple last things that I was watching a lot of these what's it, movie press tours because I usually if a movie I like, I'll watch some of the press tours like for Superman and stuff like that. But I've never seen any with Leo in them. And Leo was in so many of these press tours promoting this movie. And it just made me get this deeper appreciation for Leo because I've already liked him for just so long. Like I don't know if I have a favorite movie, but I was always like, yeah, Leo, that's my guy. Like anything he's watching, I'm like gonna go check it out. And he's always put on a show. But then when I was watching the way he like thinks about characters and his acting career starting so young, like he's able to really, really appreciate, what some of these films do in like a movie era like today. And so he was very adamant about this movie, saying, it's not like every other thing that's out there right now. It's an original story, all these things. And that's something, I don't think we've talked about a lot, but we kind of have touched where like some movies nowadays are just kind of scared or want to play it safe, super blockbuster or whatever to get the money. They don't really want to tell the story. And during all of the interviews I was watching with Leo, that's like something he just was always talking about. Like the story is just not your typical movie that's being released, especially in today's time, where I'm not saying this is like a very grounded movie, but in some way it's like it's not out of the ordinary what this movie's telling.
Oh yeah. I
And
mean, families and children being kept in detention centers, all that stuff is
it,
like
it was
literally
political.
the
It was
most
political.
like the yeah, the most like forefront news happening right now. I'm like, damn, you filmed this probably 2 years ago and it came out as such a coincidence. I mean, it was
That is
kind
crazy,
of not
right?
really happening, I guess, 2 years. Yeah, but I mean, like, what a coincidence to be dropping this
Yes.
during this time.
And something I was hearing online, which is just like this is a reach. They're saying they're glorifying terrorism by showing this group committing these acts of terror to, kind of get their way. Because when they would bomb something like a bank, they would tell the secretary or whoever it is, like, yeah, because you voted against this, we're bombing this building. Like that's
Yeah,
what you get.
yeah.
And people are saying you're glorifying this, you're encouraging people to do that. And something I heard someone say is like, you don't watch Breaking Bad and you're like, they're glorifying the meth industry and yeah, meth. And I was like, yeah,
Right?
like I saw them doing like bombing buildings. I wasn't like, yeah, if I ever disagree, I'm gonna bomb a building. Like I wasn't thinking that,
Yeah.
but for some people to even say that, do you feel like it's glorifying if they're showing, the characters that you're supposed to like the good guys in your eyes, doing acts of terrorism? Is that glorifying?
No, I
Right?
think you can't shy away. Like, just because something is in the film doesn't mean that the film is uh taking a stance and saying that what they're doing is right. Like, I remember
Oh,
there's this
okay.
one episode of Community where a character does something extremely racist, right? Like extremely racist, and they literally removed that episode from Hulu, from Netflix, and you literally can't watch that
Yeah.
episode anymore because they were like, yeah, that's a racist act and we're removing it. But if you watch the episode, that character that does it isn't praised. Like the characters around him don't go, "That's awesome." Like no, they all literally shit on him and they kick him out of the group because of what he was doing. And so it's funny because you see a piece of shit character basically getting the consequences of his actions, but it's like you can't censor, like bad people exist. That doesn't mean it's glorifying it. And so
Right.
you, even if I'm like, you know what, I don't like seeing families in detention centers with the tiny silver blanket and bunch of children basically like just trying to make a better life for themselves, being
Yeah.
treated like dogs, like in a literally in a like playpens, like fences. I don't like seeing that. But that doesn't mean that I'm like, yeah, so that black girl should have shot that security cop because of like these political reasons. Like
Yeah.
two things can be true at the same time, where it's like that what they were doing is wrong and hurting violence is wrong, but that doesn't mean that I also have to like turn a blind eye to something that I don't agree with. Like it's just more nuanced. Like people try to make things black and white. That's how I see it. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
there's way more to it. Just because it's in a film doesn't make it glorifying.
And literally, like the main message of the film, which is kind of what I'm starting to think is the main message, is what happens when either side of anything takes something too far, right? Like,
Mm,
even
yeah,
if you want to say the general guy takes his supremacy intensity so far to the point where
yeah,
he activates the military to kill these people, or if you look at the other side, these people who don't like certain laws, bombing buildings, like you're like we get you're upset with whatever it might be, but when you take something too far, like what does that become of you as a person? And I heard this quote that
exactly.
I was like, oh, I this is kind of what sums up the whole movie. And it says this, um, when does resistance itself become problematic? And how far can retaliation go before losing the moral high ground? And that's kind of exactly what this
Mm,
movie is. It's like, you have your problem. Well, not the whole movie, but, maybe the beginning part with the activist part. It's like,
yeah,
yes, you're trying to create change and revolutionize and, you know, not stay complacent with what's going on in society. But when does that become too far where you're like now killing, a security guard because you need money for your
yeah,
cause or whatever it might be, when does that become too far and in your pursuit for righteousness you lose your own self because you're trying to achieve this very specific goal? Kind of speaks, in my opinion. I'm going to get touchy here with politics, like in today's era. If you feel something, you kind of start to negate all other aspects of humanity and you start to just look at this one problem and you hyper focus to the point where whatever side you might lie on, you use force and destruction of things to try to get your way
yeah,
and send that message. And it's like, okay, I get your message, but is this the right way of going at it? Like bombing places, killing people to further your cause and in the pursuit of righteousness? It's like, yeah, there has to
yep,
be a line. And I feel at least nowadays, a lot of people have crossed that line. They forgot where the line is. And they forget that we're all humans and we're all complicated. Like if you look at all these characters in this movie, they're all complicated. Like the Colonel Lockjaw, even, you know, uh the wife, I forgot what her name was, uh her being as complicated of a character as she is, like they're all complicated and they all go through radical ideas and their beliefs, and it's like
yep,
you can see why they become the type of way. Not saying you need to justify their actions, but when you're trying to chase this moral high ground, how far is too far? And that's why I was
how
like,
far are you
dude,
gonna take it?
yeah, like let them have terrorism in the movie. Like they're not freaking saying, yeah, go do that. Like, like that's not
Yeah,
the point of the movie. That was just what I
yeah,
think. I
I
don't know.
think I think you're spot on because for both sides as well, if you feel strongly about something, the second you start losing the moral high ground, all your activist stuff or even all your if you are for or against immigration, as soon as you cross certain lines, your
Yeah.
anything you believe or say is going to fall on deaf ears. So,
Right.
if you are for immigrants or something and then you start killing people who
Yeah.
don't deserve to be killed, then you are literally hurting your cause and like you're not going to help those people you're supposedly in it for helping. You're hurting now because then you're
Right.
giving them a reason to not listen to you, and it's like that goes for both sides. And I like that this movie. I actually was telling my coworker this morning, like the movie actually shows that like the leaders of both sides are basically not good people. Like either
Yeah,
side of them, on both sides, they're not good people, and so there's no real side to kind of root for because they're
exactly.
both making awful decisions.
And that's and I get people want to be part of their own community, and if I agree with this side, I'm part of this community, and whatever it might be. But at times things can get taken too far. I think this movie really shows how things get taken way too far to the point where these people have things they have to deal with for the rest of their lives, like the hunt basically
For sure.
for them.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
don't know. It was interesting because it's like, oh, it's like trying to be political, but it's not like picking a side of which side to be political. It's just showing like
Yeah, because it
overall.
actually it got into the characters, and it's like when you see the people themselves, it's like it's way more than just uh like immigrants versus the government. Like it's way
Yeah.
more than that. People have agendas, and they're all
Hmm.
flawed, and there's mistakes, and it just becomes so complicated. And yeah, but all that to say, I think I'm ready for my rating. Are you ready for your rating? I have a rating system. Do you have one?
No, what is your rating system?
I was gonna say, how many tight shirts are you wearing for this movie?
I'm not
Out of 10
homosexual.
tight shirts.
Um,
How many non-gay tight shirts? Of
okay,
course, you're
non-gay
not
tight
gay.
shirts.
How many non-gay, non-homosexual tight shirts are you wearing for this shirt? I mean, for this
Dude,
movie.
this is honestly very hard, bro. I was thinking about this one all day.
Same.
Like
Very hard to rate.
honestly, bro, controversial take right here. I'm probably
Okay,
gonna have
go
to
ahead.
give it 9.5 tight shirts, non-homosexual.
Wow,
Like,
nice crop top. You give it one crop
yeah,
top shirt.
yeah, I'd wear a crop top for that shirt because
Okay.
honestly, for what movies have came out this year and the expectations I had going in versus leaving, this one was one where I went in with no expectations. I had no idea what this movie could possibly be about, and I think the trailers kind of
Yeah.
did a good job with that. You know, they kind of show Leo saying in the trailer they show that phone scene, which is actually a super funny
Yeah.
scene, him trying to figure out this password. And you kind of don't know what the movie's about. So when I walked into this theater, I was wondering, like, is this an activism movie? Like, this whole beginning part is about activism. Is this what it's about? And then you end up believing, like, oh, this is about a whole completely different thing, and you're engaged the whole time. I'm like, I love it. Like, it left me leaving with satisfaction I didn't know I wanted, and I really like that about a
Yeah.
movie when I can go in not expect nothing and it surprises me. Like like Sinners was the most recent one where I went in knowing nothing. I was like, wow, that was actually really good. So I have to give it 9.5. The only reason I don't give it 10 is very
Nine shirts and
small,
a crop top.
very small scenes. I was like, I'm not a fan of like, I don't know. I don't want to say like sexual stuff, but like it kind of throws me out of the
Yeah.
scenes a little bit. So
I don't like seeing people just lick each other. I'm just saying, like I
oh
mean,
yeah,
it's necessary. It's for their
I
characters.
get
It shows a
it.
lot
I
dynamics.
understand.
But but I mean, like you can. I need a second less of Sean Penn getting his ass eaten. Like
Yeah, and I
just
would
a
not
second
not
less
be
of
mad
that.
about that one. But what about you, bro? How
Yeah.
many tight non-homosexual shirts are you gonna give this movie out of 10?
I'm gonna give this movie 9 super tight
Ooh,
non-homosexual shirts.
nice.
9 out of 10. I thought I just saw it was super high rating, so I did have high expectations for it.
Okay.
And when like from the first 30 minutes, I was low key feeling let down, but then it
Yeah, right?
ramped up and just got better and better and better, and it ended on such a high note that I was like, okay, that movie was fucking good. Like it didn't
Heck
start off
yeah.
with a bang, but it like formed into something really good and so worth it.
Yeah, that slow start pays off tremendously by the end. Like it's so worth it.
Yeah, I didn't even check my phone once, and this is a long ass movie. I didn't
Yeah.
look at my phone once.
2 hours, 40 minutes.
Yeah,
It's a
I didn't
runtime,
check
bro.
the time. I've checked the time for shorter movies, so that tells you something.
Okay, so that was our
All right,
review for One Battle After Another.
yes,
Um,
sir.
do you have next week's movie? for for the audience at home, it is going to be the month of October. And for October, you know what time it is? It's spooky season, Halloween themed
Yes, and because of
movies.
that, we have to counteract these demons,
Oh my
and
gosh.
we're gonna watch God's Not Dead, He's Surely Alive, the second
God's
one.
God's not dead. He's surely alive too.
He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion.
Is that actually what
Have
the
you never
movie's
heard that
called?
song or movie? Yeah. Yeah. So there's this song that's called God's Not Dead. He's surely
Yes.
alive. He's living. Yeah. And then there's a movie called God's Not Dead, and that's like the main theme song. I'm
Oh,
joking.
okay.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh, we're not watching
Anyways,
that movie?
um,
Fuck.
hell no. I've seen the first one. It's not good.
I pulled it
But
up. I was like, okay, what is this?
you're not ready. You're about to veto God, bro. That's crazy.
Yes, I was. Sorry.
Are you asking me because you forgot your Halloween movie? So
I
I got to do
have
my
a
Halloween
movie
movie,
that
right?
I'm not mad to start with. Like I don't mind.
I haven't seen this one, and I feel like you will be very interested in it. The
Is
one
it
I
on
have.
theme with spooky Halloween, spirits, all that
Very,
vibe? Okay.
very on theme. Very
Okay.
on theme.
What is it? Let's hear it.
Okay, the movie is literally called Halloween,
Oh my gosh.
1979. Have you seen it before?
Halloween. Let me 1979.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
What? Well, no. I is it animated?
No, but do you know who the main actress is? One of her first roles ever?
From Halloween? No. Is it Julie Bowen?
The OG, the OG Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis, bro. We're gonna see. She's considered. I don't know if you knew this, but I didn't growing up at all. That she is a
Uh-huh.
Scream Queen because she started off in horror movies. I think Halloween was like her first movie.
Halloween, is that like Jason or Freddy Krueger or
I think it's Jason.
Jason
I've
Ski
never seen
Mask?
it, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know
Oh.
it's by John Carpenter, the same
Yeah,
guy who
John
made The
Carpenter, right?
Thing.
Yeah, I remember
Yes,
Halloween
sir.
being the OG, bro, the guy that started the podcast.
The guy that started the podcast. We're bringing it back. We're gonna
What?
watch John Carpenter movie starring a young Jamie Lee Curtis. Both people that we kind of respect. So,
Dude,
I
love
mean, I
Jamie
highly
Lee
respect
Curtis, bro. What a
Jamie
what
Lee
a
Curtis.
perfect Halloween movie, bro. That's on the nose, bro.
Let's
That's
do
so
it.
perfect. Okay, now I'm hyped. We're starting off the
Right?
Spooktober with a bang, guys. These
With a
next
bang. People we're
next
familiar with, and yeah,
yeah, next few episodes are all gonna be Halloween, so get in the spooky theme. Because we're literally
get the
starting with
spooky
Halloween.
theme.
Such a perfect start, bro. Good choice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.